everyone, this is Sylvia with Silver Pine Kiko goats, and today I'm going to be practicing showing two of my show goats. So I'm going to be practicing with Candy Apple right here, my dairy Doeling, and my market Wether, Loki. So Loki and Candy Apple are going to be who I'm practicing with today, and I'm going to show you how I work on stacking and bracing them. Okay, so for Candy Apple, she hates the show collar very much, and she gets very choked up with it. So a way that I've been practicing to get her used to the show collar is by clipping her to a line hanging down from a tree limb and keeping a good eye on her while she's clipped onto there, and that will help her get used to having the show collar pulled up on her neck. But anyways, as you can see, she is able to move around a little bit and get used to having her neck straight up with the show collar. So that's a way that you can practice getting your goat used to the show collar for starters. And then what I'm going to be focusing on is practicing stacking and bracing. So for a dairy Doeling, they are stacked up, but they are not braced. So for Candy Apple, I'm going to make sure that the show collar is high up on her neck, right behind her cheekbones. She's probably going to jump around a little bit. Hi. And then I'm going to bring my hand under her chest and extend her front legs forward so that her legs are directly underneath her. So you want them to be in kind of a square shape with their legs underneath their body. Okay, so this isn't a perfect stack, but this looks pretty good. As you can see, my goat looks somewhat showy. The judge is able to judge the goat's body and see how well the goat is compared to other goats in the show ring. So with Candy Apple, she's going to need a lot of practice. All of my goats are going to need a lot of practice. So I just got to keep working with them until fair time. But anyways, when you're stacking them, stand off to the side diagonally in front of them. Let me show that right here. Okay, we're just going to pretend that she's in a nice pretty stack, even though it's not perfect. When you're stacking them, stand diagonally off to the side. And you always stay on the opposite side from the judge, on that side of your goat. Okay, that was Candy Apple. She's the dairy Doeling, and now I'm going to go fetch Loki, my market Wether, and show you guys how to show him. So I'm back here with Mr. Loki. I'm so sorry, Candy Apple did quite awful, to be honest, but we can't blame the goats. Today's a super hot day. It's about 85 degrees out here. I'm super hot, so we're just doing the best we can today in this video. I hope that you learned some show tips along the way, however, and I'll get started with Loki here, my market show Wether. And hopefully he'll behave a little well. He's older than Candy Apple, and I've been working with him a little longer than her, so let's hope he does a little better for you guys. Alright, so when you are showing a market Wether at the fair or at a goat show, you start by stacking up their back legs. So when you're stacking up their legs, you start off the same way as if you were doing a dairy goat, almost. quite similar. And you get their back legs in kind of a square box type shape. Alright, and Loki's got kind of a pot belly right now. He was grazing this morning. But otherwise, he looks quite handsome. After you set up their legs, you're going to do what's called bracing them. So you're going to lean in with your knee in their chest, or more like the bottom of your leg, or however tall your show goat is. And you want them to be pushing against you. You're going to have to do a lot of practice with this. And he's not in a perfect stacking position right now. I'm not sure if he's stacked at all. But you're just going to rock a little bit and get that knee, get them leaning up against your knee or your leg right here or your thigh. As I said, however big your goat is. You don't want to be stabbing them in the throat with your knee. But you want them to be leaning into your leg. So that way they're flexing that muscle. You also want their back to be straight. Loki is a super deep-bodied goat, and sometimes when they're really deep-bodied like that, they tend to poke up their backs just a little bit, especially when they're full of food. But you just want to gently press down on that back, make sure that it's straight and level, very gently. Let me see if I can get them in a good stack for you guys. Like I said, this weather is super hot. Alright, you can see his back legs. They're in a square position. Alright, that's pretty good. And then front legs right here is a good example of they're too close together. You want them to be spread out enough so that the judge can see the chest of your goat. Loki, are you a dirty boy today? He's rolling in the dirt. That's okay, today's not show day. But right before he moved there, saw his legs. You want them to be about that spread apart. Not too much to where they're doing the splits, but enough to where the judge can see that good, thick chest of your goat. Alright, thanks so much for watching today, guys. If you want to see some other show goat videos, click right here, and we'll see you next time.